One of the most requested movies for this series has been 1989's The Dream Team. On the surface, it may look like a standard 80s comedy, but in the time since it was released, it's developed an endearing fanbase, a testament to the great cast and their comic chemistry. So let's look back at what makes The Dream Team such a fondly remembered film, and an almost cult classic. The Dream Team is a commendable film in that it finds most of its comedy in a serious subject matter, mental health. Now, it's been compared a lot to a more comedic One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, which, although there are a few similar themes, this movie definitely stands on its own. The movie focuses on the 4 patients of a group therapy session in a New Jersey sanitarium.
I don't want him next to me. He smells like tuna fish.
Stephen Furst plays Albert, an often silent sports fanatic who only communicates in baseball terminology.
Holy cow, White, what a great day for a game!
Albert, you.
Christopher Lloyd plays Henry, an obsessive-compulsive who behaves like one of the doctors at the sanitarium.
25 milligrams won't make a dent in Gomez. I go 50. He cried during Family Feud last night. I could barely hear the questions.
Shouldn't you be in group, Henry?
I don't like to be alone in there. They're very hostile towards authority.
Henry, I think you better get in there.
Peter Boyle plays Jack, a once successful advertising executive who now believes he is the son of God.
That is a serious infraction of hospital rules.
This is the body and blood of our Lord Jesus Christ. And a damn fine Beaujolais.
And lastly, Michael Keaton plays Billy, a former NHL player with an explosive temper.
Who the hell do you think you are?
I'm an escaped mental patient with a history of violence.
Despite portraying characters with extreme personalities, this cast finds a chemistry that allows their eccentric characters to work well together.
I think we should devote this entire session to William. He's way behind the rest of us.
Can we take another vote on Henry's lobotomy? Come on, let me have a show of hands.
That was never discussed, was it?
Their doctor, Weitzman, played by Dennis Boutsikaris, also aids the dynamic, being the calming voice of reason amongst them.
Who's gonna do the report on you, you jerk-off?
See what I'm up against, Doctor?
He's worse than I am.
Guys, come on. We're all in this together, right? That's what this little group is about. We're a team.
Exactly.
He decides that his 4 patients have made enough progress to be rewarded with a field trip to New York City for a game at Yankee Stadium. What could possibly go wrong?
Doc, I think you might want to explain the buddy system to Henry.
I don't need anybody to tell me what the buddy system is. I just don't fraternize with patients.
I didn't have any buddies when I was on the cross. I don't need one now.
Well, for starters, while making a pit stop, Weitzman stumbles into the murder of a police officer by 2 corrupt cops, who knock him unconscious, stranding his 4 patients in the big city.
How do you like the game so far? I'm having a ball. Good seats, huh? You know, it's funny the hot dog guy hasn't been around.
They not only need to survive New York, but also each other.
Who's going to get us our dinner?
Who's gonna get it? Aren't you the same guy that changed water into wine? Huh? JC? I mean, isn't the Son of God good for a burger in this town? You get us something.
That's not funny.
Regardless of their vastly different careers and acting styles, these 4 guys really shine together. They don't walk over one another, giving each other their own time to be funny.
In on what?
It's Satan's plot. I told you.
Jack, I'm trying to handle this, you jerk off. Shut up.
Dr. Newell, this is Henry Sikorsky.
Give me a phone.
Dr. Weitzman's assistant. I'm having real trouble with these patients. Tell them I'm in charge.
Assistant, paranoid schizophrenic.
Stop breathing in my face. Now keep away from the phone, all of you.
You're out of here.
You can tell there was a lack of ego and pretension amongst the cast, and it comes across in every one of their scenes together.
I'm riding up front of the doctor. I can't ride in the back. I get car sick.
All right, come on.
Dr. Weitzman, I'm not going. That maniac took my seat.
The story largely becomes about these 4 guys working together despite their own individual struggles.
Anything else I can help you fellas with?
Yeah, could you recommend a good clinical psychiatrist in the neighborhood? We seem to have lost ours.
I also love that they all get their own scenes independently of one another, as their characters explore the city in their own way.
Do I sense some hostility here? Why don't we bring this up in group? Or maybe we should just hug.
But the group are eventually reunited, and realize they must stop the corrupt cops from finishing off their comatose doctor.
I'll use this. I have died and been reborn. I can do it again, Buster. Are you guys crazy? Totally.
It doesn't help matters that the four of them have now been fingered for not only injuring the doctor, but also killing the police officer. Lorraine Bracco, who plays Billy's ex-girlfriend, is the only one that believes the guys are innocent.
This report should answer any questions.
This better be good.
Okay, come on.
And this is where the plot starts getting a little weak. The four main characters even try going to the police at one point, but aren't taken seriously.
What kind of bonehead cop would send 4 confessed mental patients back out in the streets?
It's not his fault. He's not as competent as we are.
I know it's just a silly comedy, but it feels a little unrealistic that everyone just assumes that these four would murder a cop without a motive just because they're mental patients. Hell, even the head of the sanitarium itself believes that they are guilty. I get its purpose in the story, it gives the movie higher stakes, but I just wish the story had been a little more fleshed out. It wouldn't remotely work if the rest of the movie didn't give all four of the main characters their own arc and redemption story.
Let me hold the gun.
No.
I let you sit in the front seat.
Jack, Jesus Christ would never point a gun at another human being.
Stay out of my psychosis.
As they not only have to save the doc, but now also prove their innocence. And I'll just say it yet again, the four actors save this messy plot by how great they are together.
But I'm more concerned about the short-term trauma of the parietal lobe.
I'm concerned, too. This chart is a mess. Smudges, poor penmanship, no regard for margins.
Dr. Verboven can be such a perfectionist.
Yeah, but that's what makes him such a great diagnostician.
It's incredible to think that 1989 saw Michael Keaton in this goofy comedy and in Batman, as well as Christopher Lloyd in Back to the Future Part 3 the same year. The movie was released on April 7th, 1989, and reached moderate box office success, although it didn't achieve much critical acclaim.
The Dream Team tries to be both a comedy and a little thriller. I certainly didn't laugh, and I certainly wasn't caught up in any of the drama about whether the killers would be captured. The whole film suffers by comparison, of course, with One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, and I didn't find anything funny or insightful about its array of would-be mental patients. This is TV sitcom material, bad TV sitcom material.
There were moments that I liked, but generally speaking, I agree with you. They didn't crank this up to the level of craziness, if you will, that the material really needs.
Yeah.
It seemed to quietly slip away, only to be discovered by new fans on cable and VHS in the 90s.
It's because we're a special combat unit with the United States Marine Corps. We've been tracking some Libyan terrorists. In fact, I think we got them trailed to a bagel shop around the corner.
I caught this just in time. You've got the large in here with the extra large. I'm afraid to even get into the sock bin.
Give me a drink.
All right, we're 4 escaped lunatics.
This I believe.
Despite this movie being fondly remembered by pretty much everyone that grew up watching it, I'm surprised at the general lack of awareness this movie has outside of that group. It's a movie that's definitely worth checking out if you've never seen it. Even if some of the plot borders on being unrealistic, the four leads save the movie and are the main reason to check out The Dream Team.
Arise and walk, my son.
Dr. McDermott's a great believer in the natural healing powers of the mind.
See.